Hello everyone, welcome to day 19th of September LeetCode Challenge, and today's question is distinct subsequences. In this question, we are given two strings s and t. We need to return the number of those unique slash distinct subsequences of s which when clubbed together form the string t. We need to return that count. The question seems pretty straightforward in understanding. Let's try and understand it by an example. We are given a string s as RABBIT and t as RABBIT rabbit. There are three possible ways in which rabbit, that is string t, can be generated out of string s, and these are also shown here. I'll be explaining this example as well as a solution to it in the presentation. So without much ado, let's move on. String subsequences, LeetCode 115. It's a hard question on LeetCode. However, I don't feel that way because we have solved plenty of such questions in the past, and I also believe that you guys must have become pro by now for solving such questions. The question itself gives a hint that we need to apply dynamic programming, that to 2D DB. So I'll be using the same to come up with the solution. Let's move on to understanding the question and how we can build the algorithm. So let's take the same example that was specified in the question. This is the string s that is given to us. This is the string t that is given to us. The string s has 7 characters RABBIT, and string t has 5 characters RABBIT. In how many ways can rabbit be formed out of the input string s? Its count is 3. How? Let's look at it. If we select this character RA, and these two characters in the first case, then we'll form rabbit followed by int. So this is first possibility. The second possibility is you select RA first, then out of these 3 B's you select the first B followed by the third B. So you select this B and then this B followed by int. Again you are able to form rabbit. This is that case. And the third case is you select RA, then you skip this B and select these two B's. So 3 and 4 get selected followed by int. In these many ways rabbit can be formed, and its count is 3. We need to return its count. Pretty straightforward. So let's try and build our DP conditions. Let's talk about the mismatching case first. So we'll be creating a DP array that will store our result for each character of I in string s versus each character in string t signified by the index j. So let's take this case where there is a mismatching condition. Let's hypothetically assume that the jth character in string t points to the 4th index and the ith character in string s again points to the 4th index. So which character is held at ith index in string s? It is b. Which character is held at index j in string t? It is I. These two are mismatching cases because b is not equal to I. So how do you compute the answer in this case? What we are going to do, we'll simply skip this character, and whatever answer you have calculated for the previous case up till I minus 1 index, which is 3, versus the complete string j. So whatever answer you have pre-computed in the previous steps, starting from 0th index of I up till I minus 1 index versus 0th index in string t up till the jth character. That answer we are going to use to update the answer at I comma j in our DP. So DP of I comma j becomes equal to DP of I minus 1 comma j. We are considering only those characters starting from the 0th index up till I minus 1 characters in string s, and in string t it starts from 0th index up till the jth character. I hope this case is clear to you. If it is not, don't worry, you'll understand it when we'll build the complete DP array. Now let's look at the other case, the matching case. Let's hypothetically assume that the ith character in string S points to 5 and the jth character in string T points to 4. So what do you see here? The ith character in string S is I and the jth character in string T is again I. It's a matching case. So how will you compute your answer? What we are going to do, we'll simply skip one character from string S and one character from string T. So what will be the string under consideration? The string becomes RA BBB and the string T becomes equal to RABB. So we'll reduce one index in string T, one index in string S, and whatever answer you have calculated from the previous steps, it becomes part of your answer. So dp of I comma j becomes equal to dp of I minus 1 comma j minus 1 for the matching case. One part of the answer is this. The other part of the answer would be equal to the case where you are simply skipping this character and checking whatever answer you have calculated up till I minus 1 comma j index, because that will also contribute to the answer, plus dp of I minus 1 comma j. Why are we considering two cases here? One is excluding the ith character, one is including the ith character. For the exclusion part, we are simply removing this ith character, and whatever answer we have calculated up till I minus 1 index comma j, these two parts of the string will contribute to the answer, which will be signified by dp of I minus 1 comma j. And if we consider this ith character and it's a matching case, we need to add to our answer dp of I minus 1 comma j minus 1. I hope this exclusion case and inclusion case is clear to you. The first thing is to create the dp array of size s length plus 1 comma t length plus 1 higher, so that it becomes easier to write the base cases. Let's talk about it and try and build the complete dp array. This index, which is index I, represents the string s, and index j represents the string t. So the first base case is both of them are empty strings. For that particular case, the answer would be 1 because there's one possible way. Let's try and fill this complete column, and let's assume we are given the input string as r and the string t as an empty string. So what would be the answer in that case? There's one way out. You don't select any character from string s. The next string or the next case that we have is to consider RA together and the input string t is empty, so there's one way out. So the next case is you consider RAB together and the string t is empty, so that again makes it to 1. And for the rest of the cases in this particular column would also hold 1 as the answer, because the input string t that we are searching for in string s is empty. I hope you understood this, and now let's move ahead and progress further with the iteration. Here the string s is empty and the string t, which is signified by the jth character, has the character r. So there is no way out you can generate r out of an empty string, so the answer gets updated to 0. Let's walk through the next case. Here we see that the string s has a character r is equal to r. So what you're going to do there in that particular case, you will use the value that is directly and diagonally above the current index I comma j. So the diagonally up value is 1, so 1 plus the value that is held in the previous row, which is 0. 1 plus 0 is 1, so it gets updated with 1. Let's move ahead in the iteration, and we see an a is not equal to r. It's a mismatching case, So whatever value is held in the previous row is copied down. Let's move ahead. Whatever value is held in the previous row is copied down because it's a mismatching case. So we have 1 here again. Then again b is not equal to r, previous value gets copied down. B is not equal to r, previous value is copied down. I is not equal to r, previous value gets copied down. T is not equal to r, previous value gets copied down. Let's move ahead with the next iteration. Let me just change the color of pen, and here you see that we need to consider two characters in string T, which is RA. So J points to the th character, and let's walk through string S, and let's fill in the complete column. So in the first case, the string S is empty. Therefore, there is no way to generate RA from an empty string. This gets updated to 0. Next we have is a character R. R is not equal to A. It's a mismatching case. Whatever value is held in the previous row is copied down. So this gets copied down to this. So we have 1 here. And let's progress ahead. We have RA here, and it's a matching case. A is equal to A. And what you are going to do in this particular case, you will go diagonally up, and this value gets copied down, followed by the value that is held in the previous row. So you add these two up and update the answer. 1 plus 0 is 1. 1 gets updated. Let's progress ahead. Next we have is B. B is not equal to A. So it's a mismatching case. This value gets copied down. Let's progress ahead. B is not equal to A. The upper value gets copied down. B is not equal to A. The upper value gets copied down. I is not equal to A. Upper value gets copied down. T is not equal to A. Upper value gets copied down. And let's progress ahead in the iteration. Let me just change the color of pen. And here we need to consider three characters in string T, which is R, A, B. So now J points to B. Is there any way you can generate RAB from an empty string? No, you can't. So this gets updated to 0. Let's progress ahead. We have R here, and R is not equal to B. It's a mismatching case. So previous value gets copied down. Let's progress ahead. A is not equal to B. Previous value gets copied down. B is equal to B. It's a happy case. What we are going to do, we will use the value that is diagonally up plus the value that it gets from the previous row. So 1 plus 0 is 1. So this gets updated with 1. Let's progress ahead. Again, it's a matching case, a happy case. So what you're going to do, whatever value is held in the previous diagonally up and whatever value is just held in the previous row, those two gets added, and 1 plus 1 is 2. So we have 2 here. Let's progress ahead. Again, you see that it's a matching case. B matches with B. So what you're going to do, whatever value is held in the previous diagonal upwards, that gets copied down. 1 plus 2. So the answer gets updated to 3. Let's progress ahead. We have I here, and I doesn't match with B. It's a mismatching case. So whatever value is held in the previous row gets copied down. Next we have is T. It's again a mismatching case. So whatever value is held in the previous row gets copied down. Let me just change the color of pen to help you understand better, and let's take gray this time. We need to consider first 4 characters in string T, and J points to B, this particular B, and we will iterate over all possibilities of string S and build our answer for this particular index of J. The first case is we have string S as empty. So there is no way out you can generate RABB out of an empty string. So this gets updated to 0. Next we have is R. R doesn't match with B. It's a mismatching case. The value from the previous row gets copied down. Next we have the string RA, and A doesn't match with B. Whatever value is held at the previous row gets copied down. Let's move ahead. We have B, and B matches with B. So whatever value is held at the previous row plus the diagonally up value, addition of these two values gets updated at this particular index. So 0 plus 0 is 0, so this gets updated to 0, because you cannot generate any permutation out of string RAB that consists of RABB. I hope you get this context. The answer is still 0. Let's progress ahead. We have RABB in this particular case, and whatever value is held at the diagonally up index plus 1 from the previous row gets copied down, because it's a matching case. B matches with B, and the value gets updated to 1 plus 0 is 1. Let's progress ahead. Next we have is B, and B matches with B again. So whatever value is held at the diagonally up value plus from 1 from the previous row, addition of these two, we updated with that answer. 1 plus 2 is 3, 3 gets updated. Next we have is I doesn't match with B. It's a mismatching case, so whatever value is held in the previous row gets updated, so we have 3. Next we have is T doesn't match with B. Whatever value is held in the previous row gets updated. Let me just change the color of pen for the next iteration to happen, and let's take black this time. So we have to consider characters up till ith index. So J gets updated to here, and since S is an empty string, there's no way out. This gets updated with 0. The first case is R doesn't match with I, so whatever value is held in the previous row gets updated 0. Next, A doesn't match with I, this gets updated to 0. B doesn't match with I, this gets updated to 0. B doesn't match with I, this gets updated to 0. B doesn't match with I again, this gets updated to 0. Let's progress ahead. We see an I matches with an I. So whatever value is held in the previous diagonal upwards, in the upwards direction, gets copied down. So we have 3 and 1 from the previous row. 3 plus 0 is 3. 3 gets updated as the answer. Let's progress ahead. We have T doesn't match with I. So whatever value is held in the previous row gets updated with the answer. So we have 3 here. Let's progress ahead, and let me just change the color of pen, and here we see J pointing to the last character, which is T. So there is no way out you can generate RABBIT out of an empty string. This gets updated with 0. Next we have is R doesn't match with T, this gets updated to 0. A doesn't match with T, 1 from the previous row, 0. B doesn't match with T, 1 from the previous row, 0. B doesn't match with T, 1 from the previous row, 0. B doesn't match with T, 1 from the previous row, 0. Next I see is an I doesn't match with T, 1 from the previous row, 0. And the last one is T. It's a matching case, so what we're going to do, we'll go diagonally up. We get a 3 from the diagonally upwards direction. We have 0 here, so we add these two up and this becomes our answer. We have built the entire DP table, and whatever value is held in the bottom corner, one towards right, and the bottommost rightmost corner is the answer. I hope this complete DP table is clear to you, and coding this DP table is pretty simple and straightforward. I have already told about these two matching conditions, and let's quickly look at the code part as well. Here I have created a DP array as I talked about in the presentation. S.length plus 1, T.length plus 1. I initialize a loop starting from I equals to 0. I is less than S.length, I plus plus. I'm filling in the first column with 1 as I showed in the presentation as well. And then it's the core logic of the question. I start the iteration from I equals to 1, I is less than equal to S.length. I start the iteration for j equals to 1, j is less than T.length, and if it's a matching case, S.I minus 1 character happens to be equal to T.j minus 1 character. dp of I comma j is equal to dp of I minus 1 j plus dp of I minus 1 j minus 1. Otherwise, it's a pretty straightforward case. dp of I comma j is equal to dp of I minus 1 j. And once I'm done with the iteration, I simply return the answer at dp of S.length comma T.length. And let's try this up. Accepted. The time complexity of this approach is order of S length comma T length. So is the space complexity, because we are using an extra DP array for computing the answer. This brings me to the end of today's session. If you are interested in finding out more video solutions to these kind of DP problems, I'm attaching the playlist in the comment section below. You can refer that. You'll find plenty of problems where we have followed the similar process. Also, I would like to urge you guys to look at the video that I published in the last week. That's about the journey of a person from a tier 3 college, someone belonging to the community among you guys who has nailed the coding interview. It has lot of valuable advice in it. So guys, please refer to that. You can miss out on any question on LeetCode. That's all right at times. However, the advice that you are gonna get in that video will stay with you for an entire life.